You know how we are always talking about niching and micro niching? Saw a perfect example of it yesterday in Lisbon in Portugal. So we went into Lisbon and we wanted to do a tour, and we actually did a bus tour, and it wasn't great, but after we got off the bus we started wandering around Lisbon itself, and what we came across were three very unique business ideas. And what we noticed about those particular business ideas is that they had totally niched. Now, it wasn't even in terms of who they were selling to, because that's what we often talk about. Who is your ideal audience? But what is your niched product? What is it that you are selling that people will come and flock to buy? So these three shops, the first one was a shop that sold these little unique Portuguese tarts, and it's a tart that's made from cheese, egg, milk, and they're encased in a very fine thin pastry, and that's all they sold in the shop. They didn't sell other flavors. It was just one type of tart with a glass of chilled port. That's all they sold. And the decor of the shop was exquisite. It was actually done in the style of a place called Sintra here, which is the very yellow, there's a very yellow, a very specific Portuguese yellow. So that's what they did, is they niched with this little tart and a glass of port. And two tarts and a glass of port would cost you 18 euros. So it wasn't cheap either, really, when you think about it. The other niche was called the Potato Project. So the Potato Project is a shop that's been set up by a South African guy, and it's just hot chips. That's all it is. It's not fish and chips, it's not pie and chips. It's nothing and chips. It's just chips. That's it. And the niche here is that they are hand cut, cooked chips with the skin on the outside. And what makes them different, each like packet of chips, if you like, different from the other, is the fact that it was different toppings, but not. I have to use that word carefully, because it wasn't really toppings. It was different sauces that you could have. So there was like mayonnaise. What else was there, Rock?
Oh, there was different types of mustards, all different types of mustards, and you could have sort of like crispy onion and cheeses and things like that on it as well. But it was also the way he set up the shop with a hole on the table, no seats, but the tables were standing tables, and with a hole because you got served your chips in a cone, and then you can just sit the cone in the hole and just eat them like you were there on the side of the road, basically. But it was just brilliantly done, just so well done.
So, oh look, it's gone really dark. I hope you saw Rock then, but what was so good about it was that it was very specific. It was done in a cone. He gave you a long cocktail stick to eat the chips with, and you chose your sauce. I actually had a vegan mayonnaise, which again we found out from the owner was made by him to his own recipe. So very specific. He was telling me the story, and I said, you need to have the story printed on the wall somewhere. And then the third shop we went into, they only sold tinned fish. So you know how you can go into the supermarket and you can buy tinned tuna and tinned salmon? This was all different fish that you could possibly imagine, wall to wall, floor to ceiling, of different cans of fish, and they were all colourful. So they were they were all your primary colours, like your blue, your green, your red, your yellow, and all of these tins sold specific fishes in them. And again, what made it so extraordinary was the way that the decor was really appealing. They were all wearing the same sort of shirts, but they were wearing the same shirt, but it was also different colours to fit in line with the fact that you just had this cacophony, if you like, of colour. And it was amazing. And so it was totally micro niched in the fact that it just sold tins of fish, like the shop just sold these little Portuguese pastries, and like the other one that just sold chips. So I want you to just think about that. Think about what it is that you could absolutely micro niche in with your business, not who you're selling to, but what is it that you could sell that people would just love, that one thing that makes you appealing more than anybody else. So think on that one. See you later.